Your fear is blocking every single thing that you're trying to manifest in your life. Every single thing. And today, by the end of this, in 10 minutes, I'm going to show you a simple exercise that you can start to use to unblock yourself and start to manifest the life, the dream, the money, the health, the anything that you want to actually manifest and take your life from one point to the other. Now, I'm going to tell you why I'm passionate, number one. Number two, I'm going to tell you what you're going to get from this video. And then number three, I'm going to tell you, first of all, who am I? So really quickly, I'm passionate because I am tired of dealing with clients and dealing with businesses and entrepreneurs and friends who I can see practically how they can manifest and have their goals and have their life. But I have to see them settle for a life that's subpar. If this is you, I don't want this to happen to you because this has happened to me in the past. And I have the solution, and I can tell you categorically a lot of the time it's because of the emotion called fear, which is ruling and destroying their lives. That's number one. Number two, by the end of this video, you're going to understand how fear is blocking you, how there's a fear wall that's blocking you and stopping you from manifesting everything that you want to achieve. And I'm going to show you, like I did mention, a simple 10-minute exercise that you can use to recognize this, to change this, and to start to manifest better and faster. Now, lastly, who am I? My name is Adey. Let's see, over the last couple of years, I've graduated with a master's in mechanical engineering. I manifested that, traveling countries to study that. That's number one. Number two, I manifested working as a management consultant in London with top organizations. I'm talking about top banks, financial institutions, etc. Apart from that, I've also manifested six-figure contracts. The first one took about 10 days, the second one about 21 to 30 days, whereby these contracts come to me, increasing my income in some cases more than 3x. And I simply manifested this from the vibrational fields, from my thoughts, from actions. It's a simple science. And that changed and revolutionized my life, my perspective on money. Also, right now, I've got my own consulting firm where I deal and engage with business on an operational, on a management level, and also on a neurochemical, neuro-brain wiring life perspective level. So that's who I am. And I'm about to give you all those, 14 plus years of experience and excellence in this video. So let's simply jump right into it. You want to manifest a life, you want to manifest something for yourself, but it's simply not working. And you're going to say, Adey, I practice consciously. I memorize. I do my affirmations. I'm rich. I'm successful. I'm this. It won't work. Why won't it work? You see, this is you. And right now, you want to move to a state where you're chilled and you're happy. But in between, there is something called fear, a fear wall in your mind, neurochemically in your brain, and also interacting with the entire world vibrationally, which is stopping you from manifesting. Now, the question is, what does this fear do? How does it work on an esoteric world, natural law of the universe level? Why is it stopping you from attracting what you want? And why is it attracting what you don't want? And importantly, how do you change it? So really quickly, there is something in your brain known as the amygdala. Now, if you're familiar with the brain, if you're familiar with science, neuroscience, you will simply just understand. Now, pardon me, this is really a bad image of the brain, but let's just say this is a human being, your eyes, your neck, all of that, right? This is your brain, right? Now, the issue is your brain, through evolution, you've got an old part of your brain which is in charge of dealing with fear, dealing with threats, dealing with anything in your environment which could be detrimental to your survival. It is called, it's a little almond-sized shaped part of the brain or gland in the brain. That's called the amygdala. Amygdala. Now, I really want you to hone in on this word, the amygdala, on this organ. Now, what this organ simply does is that if there is a threat, if there is something that's going to destroy you in reality, physical reality, think of yourself on an evolutionary level. If there is anything that's going to threaten your survival, this thing is going to pump cortisol as well as adrenaline. Again, pardon this handwriting, they're just hormones. It's going to pump this into your bloodstream, and now it's going to control your breath. It's going to control your heart rate. It's going to control your body, your biology. So your body, you're in a stress state. You're in a fight or flight or freeze state, whereby you cannot logically, consciously, properly process what's going on in your life and act. That's one, the amygdala. Now, why is this bad? This is bad because as that is pumping, listen to this and follow this trend, you're really going to understand this. As the amygdala is pumping all of these chemicals into your body, what's happening is that that same brain of yours is being bombarded by about 11 million bits of information per second. So you're in a stressful state, and normally your brain's being bombarded by 11 million bits of information per second. So your brain needs to decide, consciously or subconsciously, it needs to prioritize exactly what is going to focus on, what it gets to pass through. Now, there is something in your brain or system known as the RAS. Now, stay with me. The RAS simply stands for the Reticular Activating System. Now, what the RAS is in charge of, it's in charge of scanning and looking based on the predominant state that you're in, the things that you're going to observe. So, for instance, if I told you right now, look here for the color red, 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 or look around your room for the color red. Your reticular activating system is now primed for red, and what simply happens is that it starts to scan your environment, or as you go about your day-to-day, you're driving, and scans and identifies only the objects which are red. The objects which are blue, the objects which are the color, even this one, this color, they simply just drop away or fade away into the background. Why is this important, you ask? The reticular activating system is dependent or is based on the predominant state that you are in. When you are in a background fear state or foreground fear state, your amygdala is pumping the hormones of cortisol and adrenaline throughout your body. And you're trying to visualize and manifest and create consciously the life that you know you want and you're capable of. The money, the health, the wealth, the relationships, the freedom, the impact, and the contribution back to society. Those 6 things, if not more, guess what? Your reticular activating system is going to take this fear, stress state response from your amygdala in your whole body, and that now is going to prime for threats. Why is this important? Now you're in a conversation with someone. You're already priming, oh, they're going to say a word that maybe is going to reject me. So you automatically will reject yourself before they even say that. You're meant to go for a sale to close that deal, and now you're going to say, oh, the sale's not going to work. So guess what? You're going to start to stutter and say words that will actually go against or work antagonistically against what you actually want to create in that state, be it the closed deal. So guess what? You don't close the deal. So your reticular activating system in relationships, in health, and different things, oh, they're going to laugh at me. I'm not going to go up there and speak publicly. So you go up, or even if you don't go up, you're nervous, and therefore you actually stutter, and then they laugh at you. Your reticular activating system will simply take the fear, stress state that you are, which is the predominant state, and it's going to multiply that by making you observe those things, even if they don't exist in reality. And that eventually becomes your reality. So you don't make the money, so you don't apply for the jobs, so you don't attract the contracts, so you don't start the business, so you don't go to the gym, so you don't speak love and words, so you don't. That's what happens on a practical level. Now, let's look at it from a vibrational law of the universe level. Why is this important? Now, what we do know is that, first of all, we've got the amygdala pumping in through your body. And now the reticular activating system is priming your brain to actually look for the negatives in the real world. Now, what does this mean? Your body, right? We're no longer drawing that wonky brain. Your body now vibrates. And as we do know from the Kybalion, from the laws of the Kybalion, the 7 laws of the universe, one of them simply states that, 1, the law of vibration, which simply states that every single thing, and quantum physicists have actually proved this, every single thing is vibrating, nothing's at rest. So if every single thing is vibrating, you also are vibrating as a human being, and your thoughts go out and they're also vibrating. And your thoughts interact with the entire known universe and in turn manifest or attract or create the reality that you see. We've explained already how your reticular activating system simply sends out thoughts for you to broadcast and actually see things. That's a very simple way of just explaining how the law of vibration works on a practical level from the frequencies of your brain. Now look at this. If your reticular activating system is seeing threats, and we know that everything in the entire world, the entire creation, the entire universe is vibrating, there's also another law, the law of correspondence, which simply states that as within, so without. Follow me here. If within yourself you are in a stressful state, if within yourself you are in a state where you are seeing threats, where you're scared, without you, outside you, you're going to see the same thing in the world that you see. Your reality is going to be that of threats, 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 threats. So you start to vibrate with those experience opportunities and you create them yourselves. Now, also, scientifically, there have been some studies and they were actually able to measure vibration. Now, with that everything vibrates law that we've just seen from the Kybalion, one of the 7 laws of the universe, look at this. If this is a scale, because everything is one, this will be fear. Let's say a scale of 100, vibrating at 100 hertz or something like that. This might be love. Let's say vibrating at 700. And you will have a state in between, right, with different degrees where maybe you might have hope, happiness, peace, things like that. Now, when you are associating with your fears, you are vibrating at a low state, at a low frequency. So you won't have the energy, you won't have the expansion, and as a soul, you're here to expand. You won't be able to move with momentum that inspires people and makes them smile, makes them want to work with you, that makes you go out with energy because now you're vibrating highly in the frequency of love, of peace, of happiness, of hope. You won't want to go out and interact with the world. You'll be insular because look at this. If this frequency is a low vibration, the lower the vibration, the lower the movement. Just think of it that way. Something's vibrating really fast, it's going to be spinning really fast. Something's not vibrating really fast, it's going to be quite constricted, constrained. And you want to live in an expanded world. That's what you want to do. So you see how neurochemically and on a physical law of the universe level, your fears are the reasons why you're not trying to manifest. So when you're trying to think, I have the contract, I have the money, I have the health, I have the freedom. When you're trying to think of that, and I'm thinking of you, my friends who are sick, my friends, my entrepreneurial clients, who your business is not moving to the next level. When you're waking up in the morning, spending money, stressed, paying payroll, and you're trying to think, how am I going to make my dreams come through? You're associating with your fears. Now, how do you change this? You see, in Formula One or NASCAR, when you're actually driving as a driver and you're about to crash, let's say your car is spinning or moving towards a barrier, let's say that's a racetrack. And as you're on the racetrack, you're simply driving your vehicle. And let's just say that your vehicle, your car, is about to crash here. What they've actually trained them to do is this. As a driver, if your eyes are facing or looking towards this barrier, you will naturally actually turn the steering wheel into the wall and you will crash. They observe this. So what they now train Formula One and NASCAR drivers to do is they tell them, do the opposite. When you see that barrier, don't look at it. Look away to where you want to go and your brain and your body will automatically sync and you will steer away from that barrier. Now, if in your life, if you're looking at your fears, you will crash into your fears. And the reason you will crash is because where your attention goes, that is exactly where your energy will flow. So you must stop looking at your fears. If you look at your fears, you associate with them and you empower them with more energy. But you've got to look away from the fears. But now you're going to say, Adey, boom, I try. Every morning I wake up, I do my affirmations. Every morning I say I am wealthy, I am rich, I'm the business owner, I have courage, I have whatever. But it's not working. Now, why is it not working? I will explain. It's not working because when you're trying to consciously manifest, at the same time, you're still associating with the fears in the background. And you know it. You know it. You know that no matter how many times you try and manifest your affirmations, you know deep down you still believe. The program in your subconscious, you still believe that you're scared, that it's not going to work, that they won't love you, that. Now, why is that so? Because, stay with me, I'm going to explain this. You have got something called your conscious and your subconscious mind. And all that simply means is that you have got your conscious mind and you've got your subconscious mind. Now, your subconscious mind works 95%. Let's just say if only 5% of your mind is actually your conscious, the other 95% is your subconscious. Your conscious mind, right, also works at a ratio of 1 and your subconscious mind to 40. So if your conscious mind is processing 1 bit of information, your subconscious mind is processing 40 bits. So your subconscious mind is way more powerful than your conscious mind. This is why when you try and do your affirmations, it's not going to work. It ain't going to work. Because your subconscious mind already runs on a program which allows you run your life automatically, autopilot. That is why it has this processing power of 95%, 40 bits, 40 times more powerful than your conscious mind. Because it's going to allow your life run on autopilot, tying your shoelace, speaking, going about life. There are just too many things that you need to focus on. So your subconscious mind can do all of that automatically in the background. The problem now is that when you were young or when you're going through life, if your subconscious is programmed for failure, for not having money, for fear, for lack, for not having a sexy body, for not looking good, no matter what you do in your conscious mind, it's not going to work. You need to be able to go deep below this conscious mind to the subconscious mind. But you already know this. So what's a practical solution you can do in 10 minutes? I call this, or people call this, behavioral change scientists call this, scientists call this, the RAW system. And this is your exercise that you have got to do. You have got to RAW. This is how you change your life. This is how you disassociate with your fears. And this is how you reinstate a new program that moves your life forward. What does the RAW simply mean? The RAW simply means RAW, number one, you have got to recognize. You've got to recognize your fears. I'm not saying hide yourself in a corner and just repeat to yourself, yeah, I'm successful, I'm successful. No. Recognize the fears, number one. You've got to recognize, when do I get scared? Why am I scared? What situations make me scared? Do I get scared every time I think of starting my business? Do I get scared every time I think of expanding my business? Do I get scared every time I think of approaching a girl, my partner, being more intimate, going to the gym, having a bed? Where am I scared? First of all, recognize the fear. Practically take a journal. My journal's over there. And write it down. I'm scared when it comes to money. You know, there's a saying that a problem identified is a problem half solved. Come on now. Once you're done recognizing and listing them out, you have to do this, by the way. I will, through my conscious mind, manifest and beam into this camera, into wherever you are, and see what you're doing at night. I'm joking. You've got to recognize. Number two, once you recognize, you've got to observe. Don't just recognize, but now observe them in action. You can go back in your mind or physically anytime you're scared or you have a fear for something, observe it. Ooh. I actually was on that client call, I observed that the moment it was time to talk about money and sell my offer, I was scared because I was actually thinking, oh, maybe I'm not good enough. Oh, maybe I'm too expensive. Oh, maybe they can get it cheaper. Oh, maybe my parents were right. This business won't work. I should go back to my job. You can do the same thing in your health and relationships. Ooh, every time I go to talk to that pretty girl or that guy, I'm scared. But when I talk to guys or girls who I'm not attracted to, I'm fine. So you observe it, and in the observation, don't judge it. Don't rush it. Write down what you find. Write it down. Once you're done, recognize and observe, the next thing you need to do is acknowledge. You've got to acknowledge what's going on. Now, let me explain why you acknowledge it. Don't jump to a solution. Because look, you've got to understand that your fears, this is beautiful, below, let's say this is fear. Below every fear is a desire. So what this simply means is, if you are scared that they are going to leave you in the relationship, what you really desire is love. You desire to love and to be loved. If you're really scared that you're not going to be able to make money in your business, what you really desire is the ability to be free, expand, and create by having money. If you're really scared that you are not going to be able to contribute to society, that people are going to laugh at you, reject you, what you really desire is to create and give to life, is to be a creator and to fulfill and have purpose. So understand this. Fear is actually, I'm getting excited now. I'm really getting excited because fear is your friend. Fear is your friend. Again, pardon my chicken scratch handwriting. It's been like that since I was a kid. Maybe I should manifest and change that. Fear is your friend. The reason fear is your friend is because it is always pointing you to the desire below the fear. And that's why the moment you've recognized it and written it down, the moment you've observed it without judging it, the moment you've acknowledged it now, you go, I'm actually scared because of this. Do this. 10 minutes. You'll feel expanded. You'll literally start to have energy like I'm having energy now. That, whoa. I never knew that that's what my fear was pointing me to, that I'm actually infinitely powerful and these are my desires. Because as a conscious living soul, what you desire, what you want on earth, the thing that propels you to move forward is desire, to experience life. That's what enables you to go through the journey of life, through your soul's journey to experience desire. Now, once you've done that, the very last thing you need to do is restate. Restate. Whenever you get scared, just restate it. I'm scared to come on camera and promote my business. Hang on, that's what I'm scared about. Below that, I actually desire to connect with people and share myself unrestrictedly, unhinged, and communicate with people and share with them this great business, this great idea, this creative artistic expression that I have as a human being. Share my passion. I actually want to live my passion. That's my desire. You restate it, and you simply do this over and over. You can do this for 10 minutes a day. Every single thing, area in your life that you're scared about. Now, what's going to happen is you now, through this, start to reprogram that subconscious mind. So remember before we were saying that you've got your conscious mind and subconscious mind. What now seems to happen is that you now replace the fear in your subconscious mind. You replace that now. Let me just put this here. Conscious. And in the conscious mind, you're going to replace your fear. You're going to replace your fear. You're going to replace your fear with positive desires. And now, in a way that you don't even understand, those positive desires are going to reframe all your fears. Your fears are going to go down. The moment your fears now go down, guess what? Now, your reticular activating system starts to look out for those desires. Why? Because in your brain, your amygdala is no longer firing stress. It's no longer scanning for threats. It's no longer letting you know that there's a threat, that is always scanning for threats. But it's not going to identify the things with your dreams as threats. It's instead it's going to stop pumping cortisol and stop pumping adrenaline into your body. And now there's the beautiful thing. This is the beautiful thing. I'm getting way too excited, but you know what? I don't give a damn. I love it. And I hope you can feel the excitement. It now means your vibration changes state, because everything in the universe vibrates. And now you're going to send out positive frequencies, which are not based on fear, but which are based on your desires. And in turn, you're going to attract effortlessly. And not only are you attracting, but importantly, guess what? Not only are you going to attract, but also because you're vibrating in that state. Because remember, as within, so without, the law of correspondence, and for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. And in order to have the effects in your life, you need to cause, which is basically take action. You now, because you're in that positive state, will take action. So as the universe, as life, as God, as energy, as all these positive experiences are now working and being attracted to you, you're taking action. You walk down the road, you see the cute girl, because now that's the kind of girl, the kind of guy that you want, that you like, and you now think, oh, rather think it's not going to work, you think, ooh, I desire them. You go, you talk to them, and then guess what? Life has already placed them to be on the street, on the road there, and now they're attracted to you. You take action, you don't cut yourself up or self-sabotage, you move towards them, bang. 5 years later, you're married with twins. And the same thing in your business, and the same thing in your health. Now you go to the gym, now you're making more money, and people are saying, how? You didn't have to replace or shout many times today, I'm successful, I'm rich, I'm blessed. No, you manifested in 10 minutes a day. You manifested, and this is the beautiful thing. Yin yang, everything is one. The same fear that was holding you back is the same fear that you now have manifested with. Boom.